Hi, thanks for joining us for creating an effective holiday promotion in 30 minutes or less. This workshop was pre-recorded, but please know that you can reach Will or I at any time to answer any questions you have or just schedule some time to clarify things that we talked about in the workshop. So let's join the workshop already happening in virtual time.
We thought that it would be helpful for people to have some insight on creating an effective holiday promotion. And we wanted to do it in 30 minutes or less because everybody's time is valuable. So we're going to talk about just going through step by step through just our simple holiday promotion strategy that's definitely going to help you get more sales, maybe shed some light on, some other types of promotions that you've done in the past or some things you might be able to do a little bit better and get some better results. So as far as introductions go, just like Karen, go ahead and introduce herself, and then I'll take over from there.
Cool, cool. Hey, everybody, I'm Karen Spies. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I'm a digital artist, and I've been working with small businesses on digital representation for the last 15 years, mainly through WordPress, but also through photography and video. And I've been focusing more recently, really kind of laser focusing on what I can do to help support small businesses, because I really believe that they're such an important part of our culture and of our local communities. And also, I just love working with people who are really, really passionate and all in about what they do. Um, and so thank you. Thank you for joining us today. I'll be talking a little bit about reviews and online representation. And this is Will Sands
Whoop, whoop.
from
All
BlueLight
right.
Media.
Yeah. So BlueLight Media is me, and I've been doing this for about 10 years now. I used to have it seems like it's not that far ago, but for me, but back in the day, you used to be able to, you'd have to be on a special software to create a website. And so things have come a long way since then. There's a lot of crazy information out there. I love working with small businesses and helping them just kind of cut through the crazy out there. So my big focus with BlueLight Media is the couponing and the vouchers and the digital distribution of that type of media. And so hence the name BlueLight Media, like blue light special. So anyway, been doing this for about a decade now, and I just love it. I love working with small businesses, and I think a lot of businesses need this kind of stuff more now than ever. It's harder and harder to get in front of people, especially with the whole lockdown stuff. So without further ado, I'm just going to jump right into creating the holiday promotion. So we're going to do creating a good holiday coupon for your business. We're going to talk about instant distribution methods. And then I'm going to outline our very simple social media strategy that's going to garner results for you. And we're going to talk about the know-how to top rank in local search results and reviews specifically. So I'm just going to jump right into creating a coupon. I like to follow a few rules. These are nice guidelines for creating an offer or promotion or a coupon, right? So number one, I don't know if it's recording like this. There we go. Number one.
I don't know what a loss leader is, Will.
Yeah, so there's no such thing as a loss leader. So a loss leader is simply you're losing money on the transaction, right? So a lot of businesses will do like a 50% off or something like that, and then they're not making money on that. So if you're not making any money on a transaction, that's a loss leader. I don't believe in loss leaders. I don't think you should. My litmus test for this is real simple, right? If 1,000 people were to show up on your doorstep tomorrow with your coupon to redeem it, are you going out of business or are you going to the Bahamas afterwards? If you're going out of business, don't run the coupon, right? So there's a lot of ways to build a good promotion that don't include you losing money. You should never rely on an upsell. You should never rely on return business to make money on the transaction, or at least break even, right? So rule number two is adding value is always going to increase the appeal of your offer. So that just means adding something. Maybe you buy something at regular price and you get something at half price or free, or you get, come in and do business with us and we'll give you a travel mug, or just really anything that you think would be of interest to your consumer base, especially if it's additional or complementing product or service that you offer, right? Obviously, rule number 3, be different from your competitors. If your competitor and you have the same coupon, that's not going to do anything for either one of you, really. So you want to stay away from that, obviously. Rule number 4, complexity is the enemy of actions. If you have a really complicated coupon or promotion, it's going to be really hard for people to say yes to it, right? So we want them to not only say yes to it, we want them to come in and redeem it. That gets the foot traffic through your door. So if it's got a lot of conditions on it, or it's hard to understand, then it's not going to be a good promotion. So and rule number 5, the design must grab their attention. So this is basically my process, right? It's a boiled down process, but this is how I create a promotion with a small business, right? First thing we're going to do is we check out the competitors. Number 1, because we want to see what they're doing and we want to be different from them. But also we want to see, like, if they're running a deep discount coupon and they've been running it for a long time, that means they're making money on it. You wouldn't run a coupon forever that you're not making money on, right? So we want to see if the numbers work for ourselves. And we want to get some ideas. We want to see how we can craft an offer that is going to be a little bit more enticing. Maybe we can add some value to it somehow that they're not doing. This kind of helps us discover the edge that we can get on the competition, but also we can kind of see what's working out there, right? We don't have to guess. If depending on your industry, usually there's a lot of examples. It doesn't have to necessarily be in your market either. Could be in anybody's market. We have Google at our fingertips. I can literally look up and do all kinds of competitor research all over the country, right? So there's tons and tons of information for us to start off with out there. And that's where I like to start. So then I'm going to craft the offer. And I'm going to use the rules. I'm going to add value if I can by adding either like another product or service when you do a regular price, or I'm going to add maybe something that I would normally charge for. I'm not going to charge you for it because you're already there. There's a lot of ways you can add value without adding to your cost line, right? If you can't do a deeper discount or better, it's not always a race to the bottom on those. So then we're going to design it. There's a lot of ways you can design the coupon. So I know this is really fast, but if you guys later, you could pause and replay this. So if you feel like it's going really fast, don't worry. You guys can always pause, do screenshots, whatever the case may be later. So designing a coupon is real simple. You can either do it yourself on like Canva, or if you're a Photoshop person or something like that, you can go to Fiverr and create it there. For $5, somebody will create your coupon for you. You can put a promo code on there, put your expiration date on there, all that kind of good stuff. They'll make edits, they'll make changes. So, or you could just have it designed by whoever normally designs your stuff, right? Most people have something now because of Facebook and whatnot. And then obviously distribution is step 4. That's exactly what we're going to talk about. So what I want to do now is I want to go into some design examples, and I'll show you guys kind of what I think is good and what makes it a good promotion, and what kind of things could be done a little bit better with a few of these. So I literally just pulled these off of Google before our presentation and stacked them up in here. And we're looking at Mr. Sparky here's $50 off. $50 off. It's half the freaking coupon is $50 off. So this catches my eye. That's good. $50 is good. That's date night, right? I can have a date night with my girl for $50. And I know for a fact that an electrician's not going to come to my house for probably cheaper than $150, $200 just to show up. Man, they're going to come turn a screw in my breaker box for $150 probably. So this is a pretty good coupon. $50 off is nice. 1 coupon per customer. This is just them protecting themselves, right? You don't want somebody to have 4 of these or whatever, and some restrictions apply. That's also smart because there's probably a scenario where maybe they might lose money. Maybe it's $50 off only the labor side, or things like that. So there's a lot of different scenarios here that they've probably protected themselves against with those restrictions, which is fine. But that $50 off, I'm probably going to get a phone call here. I would put their phone number here. I would make this smaller. I would put call today and put the big phone number right here as a change, because I've got the $50 off. Now I want to take an action. So this one's cool, right? 50 to 70% off. That's nice, because it's like, in my head, when I see 70% off, I'm thinking like, I could buy like a million things from this place. 70, that might as well be free, right? I'm barely going to spend any money if I do business with these people. That's the kind of thoughts that I start having at 70% off. And so maybe 70% off is only like $8 though. So if they were to switch and say like $8 off, that's not a very impressive ad. But 70%, that's very impressive. Makes sense. This is probably one of my favorite ones right here. Got pests. This is nice because it qualifies somebody first, right? Do you have a pest problem? No? Okay. Keep it moving, right? Yes. If I think like, oh, do I have pests? Yeah, I got spiders in the house like all the time, right? So cool. $50 off. I like that. It's nice. Again, dollar amount. And it's significant. Plus free inspection. So on this one, what I would do is everybody does a free estimate, right? I would actually get rid of that, and I would say free inspection, and then parentheses, I would put normally $99. So normally, you should know that normally if I was going to come inspect your home for pests, for problems, I would charge you $100 to come do that. And so now I'm getting a free inspection, and I'm getting $50 off whatever I buy from you. So that's pretty cool right there. That's a nice little ad. It's a nice coupon. You probably get some good traction off of that. So this is a good value add piece right here, this free inspection with the dollar discount. So instead of saying like $150 off, and then I come and I bogus charge you for some stuff, I just tell you normally I wouldn't charge you for an inspection, but I'm gonna give it to you for free. And so that makes me feel like I'm saving a lot more money there. It's very enticing. And this is another good example of a buy one, get one, right? So this is like the best value add example out there. You're buying a free entree and you're going to get one for free at equal or lesser value, right? So instead of saying buy 2 entrees and get 50% off both of them, which is exactly the same thing, I'm saying free. Free is everyone's favorite word, right? Everything's better when it's free. When it comes to that kind of stuff. So free is a big word that catches a lot of attention. And so that's good. Cool. So now we're going to talk about social media strategy. This is like, you can look at this as like step 1, 2, 3, or level 1, 2, and 3. But the first thing you want to do is you want to post it to your business page, right? Sounds like common sense. A lot of people don't do that. Now, once you've posted it to your business page, you're actually going to share that post into the local groups for your town. Everybody's a part of some sort of buy or sell group, advertise your business group. Depending on what kind of business you are, if you're running a promotion or a coupon, if you're a brick and mortar business, most groups are going to allow you to share something like that into it. And then on top of that, the groups sometimes will actually allow you to join as your Facebook business page. So instead of being the individual yourself, like me, Will Sands, sharing it into, my local Austin buy-sell groups or advertise your business groups or couponing groups or whatever, it'll allow my business, BlueLight Media, to share that post into the local groups. So that's kind of cool. But if you go to Facebook and you search for like buy-sell groups or just any kind of local networking type groups or advertise your small business groups, I guarantee you can find no fewer than 50 groups that you could join of varying sizes. So that's a nice, organic, easy, free way that you can just blast people. And I'm telling you, if you post it to your business page and you share it into like 10 or 15 groups, you're going to get thousands of people looking at your group, your coupon.
And you could also do that on Nextdoor too, couldn't you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Nextdoor, Instagram, depends on who your target market is, right? Or what your service or your product is. Like Nextdoor, I know is really big for like construction type stuff or, services like pest control, things like that. But absolutely, you can, wherever you want to share it to, I recommend you share it to. Wherever your customers are at, that's where you should put it. And so that's nice and free and organic. It just costs your time, right? And there is softwares that'll take care of that for you, but I don't go into any of those because there's a million of them and they're not all very effective. The next thing is to run a Facebook ad with that post. And so any post that you make on your business page, you actually have the ability to turn around and create that as an ad. You can just, when you're in the ad creation process, there's a lot of tutorial videos out there if you're interested in doing that for yourself. Just go watch one, but you'll be able to see, you just select an existing post from your page and you just pick the post and it turns it into your ad. Never boost it. You never want to boost. It always offers it, right? Hey, you could reach 10,000 people if you boosted this for $50. Never boost it. You have almost no control over a boosted post. And I'm not sure that the algorithm works the same. I can't say that for sure, obviously, but it seems like the boosted posts never work. When I talk to people about their ads, that's the thing that they've always done that didn't really work for them. And so I don't recommend it. Now, this is the secret sauce right here. I let the Facebook algorithm do the work for you. When you create an ad, you can do your audience targeting. And instead of getting like real crazy into like the interests and the behaviors and all this online stuff like data, I think Facebook keeps about 500,000 data points on every individual. It's something ridiculous.
It will. It will. How many people like pizza?
Right? Like all people, I think. There's a pizza out there for everybody. You don't like gluten, there's a pizza for you. You're vegetarian, there's a pizza for you. I don't know. Pizza's probably like the most consumed dinner in the whole world, right? Or at least America. But yeah, exactly, right? So that's an easy one. If it was a pizza ad, right? I would just be like, if you're old enough to buy a pizza, so 18 to dead, that's where I want to target. That's my age range for pizza, right? Somebody that maybe like a massage or a spa place, right? Probably 95% of their customer base is women. So then I would actually select women and not show the ad to men. Things like that, know your customer a little bit, but I use some pretty basic targeting: age, location, do a radius around your business, whatever's appropriate for you, 1 mile or 2 miles at the most. If you're like a one-of-a-kind type business in the area, there's a pizza joint on every corner, but there's not necessarily, like maybe a pest control company, there's fewer of those, or they have a bigger service area. But if you're brick and mortar, you want at least a 1 to 2 mile radius around your business. And then all you're going to do is check the box that says expand interest when it may improve performance at a lower cost per result. What that does is that literally hires the Facebook algorithm to do your interest targeting for you. And then once you turn on, there's other steps to that. You turn on the pixel and you can do retargeting, stuff like that. And I'll go over that on a one-on-one basis for anybody that wants to talk about that one-on-one. But you can go a lot deeper, but that's it. This is the secret sauce right here. You let the Facebook algorithm do the work for you. Don't boost it. Just get in there and create an ad out of the post. For like $10 a day, you'll probably be able to get in front of about 1,000 people every single day. So imagine if you did a mailer, right? You mailed it out to 1,000 people every single day.
Can I ask you a question real quick, Will?
Yeah, for sure.
Somebody has boosted in the past. Does that totally ruin their Facebook ad account?
No, it just is like, man, I wish I had a good analogy for that. I'm not good at coming up with those, but if you've boosted in the past, it's not a big deal. You probably just wasted that money, honestly. I've never seen anybody get good results off of a boosted post. And I don't know if it's because it works differently in Facebook. They're constantly testing and changing and messing around and doing all kinds of whatever they want to try to, make the best situation they can for themselves. But all in all, honestly, if you just do the ad, it takes an extra 5 minutes to set it up. And once you've done it, you can turn it on and off whenever you want. So that's cool, but it doesn't ruin anything. It just spends the money. That's it. It spends the money. When you boost a post, all it does is it just puts it in front of people. It doesn't put it in front of them with the goal of getting them to click on it or getting them to engage with it on some level. So there's all these goals that you can pick in the ad manager, right? And
Right.
boosting the post just expands your reach. Right? Like there's no specific target in mind. It's just like just show it to everybody, you know.
Right.
But Facebook algorithm will, if you're like, I want people to engage with this post, and that's your goal, then it takes that into account and it thinks about that before it shows it to somebody. Like, ooh, is this person likely to engage with this ad? If it's yes, then they'll put it. If it's no, then they won't. But if you just boost it, it's going to be in front of everybody. And I think that's why there's so little results off of a boosted post.
Yeah. Cool.
So now Karen's going to talk to us a little bit about the review side. Now that's like the other side of the coin here, because if you send me a coupon or I see your coupon, I'm going to stalk you first, depending on what kind of business you are. And I'm going to look at you and see kind of what people are saying. I'm going to look at, if I GPS to your business, I'm going to see your Google profile first. There's a lot of things with the reviews that are going to help you get the business. This is the other side of the coin. I could put a good offer in front of you, but if I got a bunch of 1-star reviews, you're probably not going to do business with me. You're going to go to my competitor. So I'm going to stop my screen, and Karen, you can start yours right up. We just got right into the review side. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. So I wanted to say one more thing about digital distribution of coupons. So I got this in the mail the other day, and I noticed that this place is already out of business.
That's a bummer right there.
Went out of business last week.
Yeah. So then if that was a digital coupon book, then that business would not be in that book anymore when it goes out. And so you're not going to have a bad
right. And they probably wouldn't have spent as much to get in it.
No way. No way.
So for example, I get a coupon for, the little yoga studio, right?
Yeah.
The first thing I'm going to do is to go to Google and find out how I can drive to the little yoga studio to redeem my coupon.
Right.
So
where is it?
Exactly, right? Even if it says it on the coupon, I might not even look at that, right? So the first thing I'm going to do here is talk about why, as a small business, you need to know about online reviews. Super, super important, right? It shows people how many happy, satisfied customers you have, and they're a great, cost-effective way to build social trust and word-of-mouth referrals without spending a bunch of time on social, because everybody knows that's like so frustrating to spend all this time trying to post and not feel like you're getting anything out of it, right? So Google has an algorithm that it uses with reviews. And these are some of the key factors that come in, right? It's not only the average star rating, it's also your total number of reviews, how frequently you get reviews, how old the reviews are, and what the average rating is, because Google will crawl other review sites like Angie's List, Foursquare, Yelp, Zext, or whatever it's called. So it'll pull all those in and factor those in as well. Also, how your business responds to negative reviews actually affects your ranking. And also, I don't know if you've ever seen one of those things where when you type online, it says, this text is happy, this text is sad, or whatever. It takes into account the words you use and the sentiment in those reviews. So if you'll see here, the one it's listed on the top actually has no reviews, but it's listed above the two below it that have, one below it has 26 reviews. So that's a little bit perplexing if you think it's just a 1-for-1. So 95% of the people who search for local businesses do it online, and 91% of them read those reviews. And the one that really gets me, the statistic here, is that 84% of the people trust an online review just as much as a personal recommendation, which is really crazy, right? Because it's just literally, Google does a great job of verifying that the people who are writing reviews actually have Google accounts, which is why they're so much more valuable than just like writing something on your website. Sally G says, I'm awesome, that doesn't count. Google has to verify that it's a real person with an account. Granted, there are scammers, right? But I just thought this was amazing. So how marketing used to work is that you'd hear about a business and then you just go to the business, right? You'd be like, oh, that sounds great. That's something I need. But how it works now is that, just like Will was saying, they get a coupon and then they go to learn about that business online. Now, of course, this would be different with something like a pizza than something like dental implants, you know? So a high dollar service or product, they're going to do a lot more research. But a lot of times when they do research, it will send them to something other than your business, or they'll just be like, oh, there's too many choices. I'm out, you know? So the first thing you have to do about this is know that if you claimed your business on Google. So Google, if you noticed on the first one, the guy didn't have a pin on the map. It was listed first, but there was no pin on the map. So if you go to this bit.ly, it will show you step by step how to go ahead and set up your Google business account, which is super valuable if you want to do advertising on Google, and also connects to YouTube if you want to do some YouTube ads, which is a fun thing. So maybe you're like, I have a business, I love, you know, my customers love me, my clients love me, but they never write reviews, right? Super frustrating, right? And here are the 3 main reasons. They didn't have time, they forgot, or they just don't know how, because sometimes it is a little convoluted to get to the place where you actually leave the review. So what you can do is make it simpler for them, right? You can put buttons on the bottom of your website signature to be like, hey, rate me, right? You can add little links in your socials saying, hey, if you've had a great experience with us, please leave us a review, right? As long as you can find a convenient way for people to make reviews and keep showing it to them, it will help, right? Another really powerful thing you can do is email your current list and keep track of who actually leaves a review. And then like in 2 weeks, email them again and say, hey, just checking in to see when you might be able to rate the review. I know it's a little aggressive, but it's really important. And it really lends to the long-term credibility of your business. Now, just a warning on this, you guys, don't email 500 people and ask them to leave your review, because if you haven't gotten a review in 3 years and you suddenly end up with 120, Google will cut them off.
Oh no.
They will erase them because they will think that you are paying people or there's some kind of fraudulent activity. So be very, very careful about pacing. Yeah, well,
if you're at 0 reviews, or let's say your listing is brand new because I didn't claim it before today,
right?
What's the I guess golden standard there for kind of ramping up on reviews?
You know, if you just have a brand new listing, I don't think 50, 100 would be a warning. But it's more like if it's been dormant for 3 months,
yeah, okay.
And then you suddenly get a boost, right? You want to just kind of like keep it at a steady pace. Cool. And also you cannot reward, another warning, you cannot reward people for leaving a review. You can't be, leave me a review and get a free cookie.
Oh, like I can't give everybody a gift card that leaves a review?
Yeah. I mean, you could, but if Google found out, it wouldn't do you any good, right?
Makes sense, because you're like incentivizing it, right?
Exactly. Okay. You're bribing.
Bribing, that's the right word, yeah. Right there.
So when you make those links, make sure you send people right to the review site you want. And sometimes you'll want to bulk up reviews on these different sites like City Search or Yellow Pages or whatever. It doesn't all have to be Google all the time, because Google will pull from those. And also, when someone gives you a positive review or a negative review, if you respond within 3 days, that will also help your ranking. So if someone, like I had a client recently who got a negative review and she was so torn up, and she was like, this woman is crazy, and she's like shit talking me on Google and I don't know what to do. And she wanted to get on, she's like, here's what I want to write back. And it was this whole thing. Yeah. And I'm like, don't take the high road, girlfriend, but you have to respond. Because when you say you got a 2-star review, if you respond within 3 days and not like, you're a crazy person response, but like, thank you so much. I'll take your feedback into consideration, or something really neutral, that will boost your 2-star rating to like a 2.4, 2.5, right? In the Google algorithm. So
Makes
that's
sense.
super important to know. Also, when you get 5-star reviews or 4-star reviews, it's a great opportunity for you to make a social post, write an email, contact your people. Not only will it show them how awesome your business is, but it might inspire them to write a review as well, right? So think about how many customers you might gain or save by addressing your online reputation. And just so you know, if you don't have a storefront, if you do business out of your home, you can still get a Google listing. And just, you have to check, I do not do business or no physical address. And Google will send you one of these in the mail with a code on it, just like a CAPTCHA code, to prove that you're physically at that address. But it doesn't need to be like, here's my home address on Google.
You don't have to put it on display for the world.
Yeah, don't
you guys
do
are
that.
coming over later, just look me up on Google.
Yeah, awesome. Will, do you want to talk about what the next steps are?
For sure. So next step is, if you have taken the time to create a coupon and you want me to look at it, or you want me to look at how you've got your ad set up on Facebook so you can do your distribution, then I'm 100% available for that. I think we're going to put a link somewhere for either probably below the video if you're watching the replay, so that you'll be able to schedule that with me. And we're going to look at your coupon. We're going to look at your kind of strategy online for your organic sharing. And we're going to look at your setup for your Facebook ad. We'll do all of that, probably take another 30 minutes on another Zoom call. We'll just screen share with each other. And that'll be next steps for me. How about you, Karen? What's next steps if people want to take the reins on their reviews?
So the next steps for me are sitting down, and I'll run an aggregate audit.
Okay.
I don't want to use the word audit, but like an aggregate report of all the reviews that are of your business online. So not just Google, not just, Yelp or Foursquare, but
all 70 locations,
all different 70 different platforms that we pull from.
Cool.
I'll talk to you about what your competitors are doing and why they're ranking higher than you, if they are. And I'll come up with an action plan for you on how to make sure that you are consistently getting great reviews that are keeping you at the top of that local box. Because I'm really, really passionate. I think that brick and mortars are really the basis of our communities. And I really, I feel strongly about supporting small business. It's such a vital part of American life.
That's awesome. I think that for something that gets used so widely by consumers, the reviews, it's not really paid that close attention to by businesses. Yeah, I think a lot of business owners are not very proactive about their review management, their online reputation. And, it's gone are the Better Business Bureau days,
Right. And there's so much to do now.
Yeah,
there's so much to do now, and everybody feels like they should be posting on Facebook and social all the time, when really the majority of your posts are not even delivered to people who follow you.
They're not. Yeah. I think if you post on your business page right now, the algorithm lets about 5 to 15% of the people that like your page actually see it. They want you to do a sponsored ad. That's why. So, yeah.
So thanks for joining us. I hope you learned something in that presentation. And if you'd like to contact Will for a one-on-one, you can email him at will@bluelightmediallc.com, and he will review any coupons that you come up with, and he'll also walk you step by step through how to set up a Facebook ad for your coupon, which is incredibly valuable. And if you contact me, I'd be happy to run a report for your business and find out what your online score is through 70 different sites, and also take a look at your competition and see what they're doing, how they're ranking, and why they're ranking like that, so that you can have a leg up on getting up a little higher in your local rankings. So again, thanks for joining us, and we really appreciate you. And reach out to Will or I at any time. You can reach me at Karen@reviewblastoff.com. Thanks.